Alright, so in our previous video, we started looking at arithmetic sequences. We just looked at explicit. Today, we're going to look at recursive. Now, again, this is located in the formula sheet. Here is the formula for recursive. So we know everything in the formula except this. So this is the new thing that we need that we are going to cover in this video. So once again, let me just quickly remind you of a few things that you need. A1 is the first term, right? The first number is a sub 1. All right. Now I'm actually also going to write it here just so that there's no confusion. The first term is where n is equal to 1. The second number, the second term, right, is when n is equal to 2. Now, how do I know this? Because n is the term number. See, n is a term number, which means when you see the word term, that's n. So second is n is 2. Third is where n is equal to 3. And again, fourth is when n is equal to 4. Now, these would be like your, if you were to do a table, these would be like your x values. Okay, your n is 1, n is 2, n is 3, n is 4. Then the answer would be your a sub n values. So this is going to be a sub 1 because it's your first term, a sub first term. This is a sub 2. Again, they're written right here, but I'm writing it here so you can see it in terms of a table. This is a sub 3 because it's your third one, a sub 4 because it's your fourth one, and then a sub n, which is your nth term. So if you were to put this in a table, this would be, x would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your answers would be the first term, the second term, the third term, the fourth term, like that. So the only new definition that we need, or actually, let me do this one real quick. D is a common difference, which means take the second one and subtract the first one. So these numbers right here, take the second one and subtract the first one. And it has to be in that order. So the only new thing right now that we do need to define is going to be a sub n minus 1. And all that means is, remember, it's a sub n is my nth term, and the one before that is a sub n minus 1. So it is the previous term, the one before. So what is the term before negative 17? That's another way of saying a sub n minus 1. So the one before that is what? Negative 14. Go ahead and pause the video, and you are going to do what is the term before negative 23. Okay, write an answer right here. So now we're going to take a look at the recursive one. So here's our formula. So go ahead and pause the video and match everything that we've just defined. So you should have matched the nth term is a sub n, the nth term. So remember the term number is on the bottom. A sub 1 is not there. The common difference, but we just know that this is, I might as well write this here, first term. The common difference is d. Okay, and the previous term, or the one before, is a sub n minus 1. So this should have been your labels. All right, so now we're going to write a recursive formula. So we're going to do this one together just to make sure that you understand it as we go. It says, write a recursive formula for this. Now remember, here's the formula. The formula really says to find the a sub nth term of a recursive, you need the one before plus the common difference. So if I'm looking here, it doesn't tell me the term, it just wants me to write it in general. Formula, it says a sub n equals, and then a sub n minus 1, they don't tell me which term they're looking for, so that's what I'm going to write, plus the common difference. What is the common difference for this? So remember, the common difference, the second one minus the first. Okay, and keep negatives. So what's my second number? 7 minus the first, which is, what's my first number? 12. So put that right in a calculator, and d is equal to negative 5. Okay, so going back to the formula, plus d. So we're not going to write plus and minus d. We're going to write minus 5. It's just whatever is the common difference goes after that. Now it's asking me to evaluate for the 10th term of the sequence. Well, we know in order to find the 10th term, if this means the one before, it means I need the 9th term. Question's going to be coming across as to when do I use explicit, when do I use recursive? Recursive, and this is how I remember this, to write in cursive, and this is going to be a listening check, I want you to write your name in cursive. Okay, so to write in cursive, if I'm writing my name, I have to know the previous one before I can write the next one. I can't write this Z without the O because I can't connect them until I have the previous term to know the next one. I must have the previous term to know the next one. So for the recursive, I need the 9th term in order to use this formula. All right, we want to label what we have. So this is n equals, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need number 5, I need number 6, I need number 7, I need number 8, and then I need number 9, and then I need number 10. So again, to read this, this means a sub n minus 1 means the previous, the one before term, right? So this is saying the one before minus 5. Okay, so we're going to start at 12. I don't have a 1 before, so I'm going to go to 7. 7 says take the 1 before, which is 12. That's what this means. And then subtract 5. So I go 12 minus 5. So you see how it gives me the next number. All right, then I'm going to start here. It says take the previous term, which is the one before, then subtract 5. It should give you this. So the previous term is this, minus 5. It does give me 2. All right, so to find this number, I take the next one, the previous one to that, which is 2, subtract 5, I should get this. So 2 subtract 5 is negative 3. And I'm going to keep this process going. The previous one minus the last one is going to be the one before. Okay, so to find the 5th term, I take the previous one and I subtract 5. And this will give me my 5th term. So we're just going to continue this process until I get to the 10th term. So now to get the 6th term, I take the previous one, which is negative 8, and subtract 5. Okay, which is negative 13. Now I'm just going to do this without the calculator. To find the 7th one, take the one before, negative 13, subtract 5. That's negative 18. All right, to find the 8th one, take this, the previous one, negative 18, subtract 5. So it's going to be negative 23. To find this one, take the previous one and subtract 5. It's going to be negative 28. And you're just using a calculator. Finally, to find the 10th one, take the previous one, which is negative 28, subtract 5, which is negative 33. So the 10th term of the sequence is equal to negative 33. All right, so again, you're only using recursive when you know the one before. Otherwise, this takes entirely too long. Use recursive when you know the one before.
Let's practice.